All right. So before we started filming, you were telling me how you grew up on the biggest pig farm in the world.
Hey, there you go. I mean,
Let's dive into that. Where was that?
it might have been second. There might have been a bigger one in Asia that we don't really know too much about. So since you brought up Pig Farm, I actually brought you guys a gift called The Pig Farm Boy.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
This is a children's book that you
Wow.
can read to your kids.
Pig Farm Boy. Available
Thank
on
you.
Amazon.
I'm gonna
Oh,
read
yeah.
this to my dogs.
Yeah, there
This
you go.
episode is brought to you by the Pig Farm Boy. Available now on Amazon. Make sure you give a 5-star review.
So you can
That's so incredible. This is so cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you can hear all about my pig farm. Growing up on the pig farm, we had 80,000 pigs
80,000 pigs.
in
Wow.
total. And my grandpa actually started it. He's from Canada.
Really?
And
Which part?
He's like Cardston, like Alberta.
I'm from Alberta.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
What the heck?
And I know
Maybe
Karsten.
you guys are cousins.
And I've
Yeah, we
actually
probably
been
are.
to a pig farm in Karsten.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure my grandpa probably worked at that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So he came down. You know, I mean, how much time do we have to
We
tell
got plenty
good
of time.
stories? Break me up or whatever. So basically, he married a cattle ranch girl from Arizona. I'm a fifth generation Arizonan, so my grandma had to be third, right?
Yeah.
And he came down to cattle ranch after he got married and basically got fired from the cattle ranch because there's too many helping hands. And so he went back to college and got educated and, wanted to be a pig farmer. So when he first brought pig farms to Arizona, back in the day, all the cattle ranch brother-in-laws just, I think, were kind of rolling their eyes and didn't know if he'd be successful. But, pig farms took over this little area north in Snowflake. I'm from Snowflake, just 3 hours north of here, northeast.
Yeah.
And soon was one of the largest pig farms in the world and was awesome. My grandpa brought all his brothers down from Canada to work, and he had 9 kids, my grandpa. My dad was the oldest of 9. And so my dad was working on the pig farm also. So yeah, I mean, that's where I learned how to work. I basically was on payroll at 5 years old. And
Did you
went to
really
work.
start at 5? Just
Basically
starting
like
at,
the summers, and in between school. So I love the pig farm. Any opportunity I could be on the pig farm working, I was there. So
What could you extrapolate from pig farms to, again, serial entrepreneur, real estate, all these other businesses? What, commonalities and ethics and, insights did you acquire from that you apply today?
Man, it's just like consistency. Like you cannot just let the pig farm go without one day of working on the pig farm. And the pigs will die. You got to feed and water them. You got to clean their pens. And so it's just consistency, like in your schedule, just waking up at a certain time every day, no matter what, no sleeping in, just working hard. I'm one of these guys, like, I don't like this work smart, not hard thing. I think that's a complete joke and a lie. And especially like with social media that teaches you like get rich quick schemes. I just think it's bullcrap,
Well,
right?
there isn't really no such thing.
Yeah, there isn't. And so to me, it's work hard, not smart. And the guys that work harder, I'll work with them and hang out with them anytime over the smart guys working smarter. And just because the hard guys, they get there quicker and they're so anyways, so many things that I've learned from the pig farm growing
I
up.
love that, though. Again, just like real estate, just like anything, it's about that consistency, that drive every single day.
Right.
And doing the monotonous day in and day out and making it sexy.
Right. I like it.
So you grew up, massive pig farm,
Yeah.
working from 5 years old. Tell us, how did you get into real estate?
So, I mean, the pig farm in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a little bit of an economic crunch. Pork is a commodity. You're selling pork on a pig farm. And what it came down to is the pig farms are crashing, from a big booming business.
Yeah.
And my grandpa went to my dad and said, hey, you've got one choice. Ride this out with this. Or I believe it was take this $30,000 and go run with it. And so it's kind of interesting. My dad said, I'll take the $30,000 and go run with it. He went and started a barbecue restaurant here in East Mesa that we actually sold several years ago, probably 8-9 years ago. And he only knew how to pig farm or cook meat. So anyways, he started this restaurant. So I was 14 when I moved to the city, which when you move to the city, I mean, I grew up in a town of 1,500 people.
Wow,
you move to the
change.
city, and to answer your question, like, how did you get to real estate? And I was 14 and just, worked through at the restaurant, just doing what I can. And like how I got into real estate is another like long story, but it's kind of a cool story, like how I got into it. You want to hear it?
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone would love to hear it.
Everyone wants to
Millions of people are waiting to hear.
I don't share it too often, but so basically I was going to school to be a dentist. And I had everything done, 130 credit hours. I think like to get a bachelor's degree is 120 hours. Like,
Wow.
by the way, I don't have any degree, but I have 5 years basically of school.
Wow.
Studying to be a dentist. And I was debt-free, married to my current wife with a kid, and just one of these guys living debt-free, going through college, had 3 or 4 jobs, anywhere from like washing windows to musical instrument repos to working at the restaurant to just, and started a coupon company, you know. So I just was debt-free. Had a cousin get home from dental school with either $300,000 or $400,000 of debt, which today seems like, oh, that's amazing, right? And so I'm like, I don't want to go in debt for dental school.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go work this summer. And you know, these crazy sales guys, the pest control dudes, alarm guys,
Yeah.
the solar guys, they can go make $100,000, $50,000 in the summer if they're hard workers.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm going to go make money this summer and put a chunk of change down to dental school and be debt free, or a little bit going into dental school, pay for some of it. So I had an uncle that was in real estate. This was 2005. And if you know what happened in Arizona in 2005, that's like, we're really starting to warm up
Yeah.
to a lot of transactions. And so instead of going and taking that summer job, he invited me to come work with him, or I asked to go work with him. He said, yeah, let's do it. So there was a group, and so I went to work in real estate. And there was a group out of California called the Marshall Reddick Network that basically bought 2,000 houses from us within a 2-3 year period that we in turn managed all those. And they were all people from California buying in Arizona from 2005 to 2008, really, before the crash in 2009. So that's how I got in real estate, had an uncle that, and the timing was awesome, 2005. I mean, we were selling 2,000 houses within a few years.
Pretty insane.
Pretty crazy, right?
Massive.
Yeah. So it was good. That's how I got in.
Wow. And what were you doing in that first role?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been in real estate for 20 years, and I just basically was doing acquisitions, helping people from California that wanted to buy rentals here. And in turn, those rentals, we managed them. So it was just a big property management firm that we handled the sales, the title, the insurance, the warranty, the inspection, everything. We had a one-house shop for people buying houses.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Just arbitraging the Cali money.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first deal? Everyone remembers their first deal. You came, you're working with your uncle. You
Oh,
sold
man.
your first house.
My first deal that I could remember of, like, we didn't fully close. It was a townhome I was going to buy with my wife before we got married. And I always regret not buying the townhome. I think it was like $60,000 in Mesa. That's now probably $260,000. So that's the first deal I still think of. But as far as like the first deal, I'll be honest, that first month I started selling real estate, I sold probably 20 deals.
That's
Wow.
insane.
You know, so
But after the first deal, you're like, wow, wait a second. I could go to dental school, but I could just move some paper around, manage somebody's money. We're vertically integrated, stabilize this.
Right.
You're going to pay me to do this? This is really easy money,
Right.
correct?
It was-
2005?
Yeah, we're shooting fish in a barrel in
Totally.
2005. Anyone in real estate from 2005 to 9 in Arizona were millionaires, right? I ended up buying in that first year of like doing real estate, I ended up buying 10 rentals.
Wow.
And I was 25 years old and on paper a millionaire at 25, right?
Incredible.
Because all those properties were like increasing in value like
Yeah.
crazy. The appreciation, you turn around and make another 20 grand. The appreciation was, I mean, that's why we had the big fall. We had the big climb and then the big fall.
irrational exuberance.
Right.
I was
Just
here. I was right in the
craziness.
mix.
So-
How long did it take you to give up on dental school?
Oh,
You're like-
I haven't looked back once.
Like you're 30 days in, you're like, nah, this is where
I
it's
think
at.
a week.
A
There was
weekend.
one moment I may have looked back. Those 10 rentals that I said, and
Yeah.
I was net worth at 25. Guess what? It all happened to them.
Short sold them all.
I short sold and foreclosed on every single one of them.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, and I
Okay, so
lost them all,
2008 hits.
Yeah, so I should have sold them and made $1 million at 25. But
Hindsight's
who
2020.
sells the rentals,
But
man?
on the same respect, if you would have just wrote it out,
yeah.
you would have been great. I mean, people get caught up in, what everyone else is doing. If you would have just continued to rent it, it would have cash flowed.
Yeah.
It was a volatile market and you just stayed the course, you would have been rewarded for delayed gratification instead of the cocaine mentality.
Right, exactly. And there's maybe one moment that I ever had, like, should I do dental school? When I lost those 10 rentals, I lost the last one. I pulled under a covered parking in my office and I called my dad and I started crying. I'm like a 26, 7-year-old young man. And he's like, what's going on, son? I'm like, I've lost all my rentals. I've lost everything. I was a millionaire at 25. I'm nothing now. And he just said something I'll never forget. You've done it once, son. Go do it again.
Love it.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, you can't, that's one thing, like, we're going to all die in here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing that no one can take from us is that brain power and what we've learned, right?
Yeah.
And so that's just the God-given amazing miracle that we have. So I had the brain power.
What a great attitude.
Yeah.
But immediately you're like, yeah, he's right. That
Yeah.
like triggered something in you to be like, I'm just going to go crush this. I
Yeah.
already have the knowledge. I have the skill set. I'm going to rebuild.
Yeah. It's like, it always says in anything you do, there's two ways you get paid. One in cash, one in knowledge. The cash comes and goes.
Yeah.
I like that.
The knowledge
The
always
knowledge
remains.
Always remains.
Yeah. I mean, anyone. I mean, take Elon Musk and take all his wealth away today. Tomorrow, he would be a wealthy man because of his brain.
Yeah.
That's a fact, right? What he knows.
And the third one is network.
Yeah, for sure.
What'd you say?
Network. There's actually three ways you get paid. You get paid cash, knowledge, and network.
Yeah.
You zero Elon Musk out, he's got the network where you can go raise billions
Tomorrow.
just based on the reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of my real estate story. And, I'll be honest, there was like that crash happened and people were wondering like what to do, including myself. In fact, I got into a multi-level marketing company to feed my family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which one?
It was called Liberty League at the time. It's not
Liberty
even
League.
around anymore. It was like a motivational like type thing. And so for like a year, that's what I did. And then, and everyone, all the real estate agents, like they're not doing, and no one's doing real estate anymore. It crashed,
Yeah. The MLMs probably exploded.
Yeah, the MLMs were going good. And so I was on a bike ride with a friend, and this bike ride changed my life forever. Just super thankful I woke up that morning. That's why you guys wake up every single morning at the same time and go attack, man. No sleeping in.
Yeah.
If I slept in that morning, my life would be, I wouldn't be sitting here today, right? That friend said, hey, I heard that the foreclosures are picking down at the foreclosure steps. And if you're not going to go down there and see what's going on today, I will. I said, no, I'm down there. Back into real estate. I went down there and these Maryville houses were selling for like $40,000, $50,000.
25.
25.
I was buying them. You were buying them at auction.
Yeah.
I was buying them all from the banks when no one picked them up on the steps.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
So, and that changed my life forever. And then the foreclosure market just heated up. I mean, what 2012 was my biggest year.
Okay.
In the foreclosure market, like helping people buy houses at auction. Was 2012 your biggest year, you think?
Honestly, I don't keep score in that respect.
Yeah,
But I know that
it was
between
hard.
2009 and 12 and 13, I was on a
crazy.
rampage. I wasn't even sleeping. I was just signing any potential deal that came across my desk to buy.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then I was back in the game. I mean, we were selling at auction 10 to 15, maybe 15 to 20 houses a day for 2 years straight.
wild.
And to clients like Zach and all these other guys that are just, my friend that was a home builder, he wasn't building homes anymore, but he wanted to do real estate. And so you have all these guys that were doing real estate, and all those California people I sold houses to, they lost them in foreclosure also. So now everyone's just coming back and buying them at auction, and
Everything's on sale.
Everything's
Yeah,
on sale.
Literally 10 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
Literally
Incredible.
10 cents. It's insane.
We will never see
and
that.
rents never really change. That's what's so crazy if you think about it.
That's
you talk
true.
about your
I've never even-
$65,000 townhome,
Yeah.
and you really look back at the numbers. Rents back in the day in Maryville were $800 to $1,000, and you were buying those houses $150,000, $200,000. The cap rates on them at the time weren't great because, again, rents weren't where they are today. So when they depreciated and the market imploded and you could buy those same deals for $30,000, $40,000, think about your cap rate overnight in the compression.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? You're getting 20 caps, 25 caps. It was unheard
crazy.
of. Why wouldn't you put your money into that?
That's
I mean, it
crazy.
wasn't going to go to zero. Lots back in the day were $45,000, $50,000 to build new construction. Yet you're getting a solid home, and a lot of them they were short sold, but they weren't really distressed. They were distressed from a financial standpoint, but from a
But decent
physical
shape.
standpoint, they were in good shape. You could literally buy it for $40,000 the next day, slap some paint in there. Some of them need nothing, and rent it out for $800 or $1,000. That is insane number. So those investors could go buy 7 or 8 compared to the one that you sold them in 06.
Right. I never thought about how the rents were like not that much of a difference.
That's what's crazy.
That is crazy.
And these guys all got screwed on them because of the adjustable rates, right? Like they
Oh,
were
yeah.
cash flowing
Yeah.
and the adjustable rate.
People were only buying not
cash
because of the
flow.
cash flow. They were only buying because they saw the appreciation each month, thinking this
So
thing's
maybe
going to
they
go
weren't
to
even
a
cash flowing.
million.
And
Right.
because the appreciation was going up and they're overpaying for them, they would do those 5-year arms, 3-year arms.
Right.
Interest-only loans.
Bingo.
And and stated income. So anyone, an 25-year-old kid could go
Right.
buy how many rentals and overpay,
Yeah.
even though they went up.
Right.
So it's just craziness. The economic storm is just perfect. It's just a beautiful thing.
So you guys both did really well on that.
Well, yeah.
Really well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So that just jumped. You at the beginning of it, you lose 10. You're sitting there at 26. You're like, wow, I was a millionaire. Now I'm not. You go on this bike ride. You discover, holy shit, these houses, I can now pick them up for 25, 30, 40, 50 grand.
Right.
And then what happens?
So I was so busy, just like I created a professional bid service to where I would gather the data, which gathering data,
I know a lot about that.
that long ago, 15 years. I mean, the people who are buying back there remember Plus a Buck Chuck. So Chuck, he would stay up literally all night, like gathering data. There's 12 major trustees in Arizona that produce data. I mean, auction.com is the one like with software and everyone knows and everyone shows up on auction.com day because it's everywhere. But there's other trustees like people don't even know about. So like to figure out like, so I just gathered the data, put it in a spreadsheet, send it to an email, send it out to my email network.
Yeah.
And then people would say, text me back, call back, email back. Hey, I'll take this address for this price. I go to the right place at the right time and buy it for them. So, and
charge them a fee.
Yeah, just charge them a fee. I'm charged a flat $1,500 and I'm still basically charging, depending on like whatever, So
wow.
Yeah, just a flat fee.
And did you, once you start making some cash flow off those fees, did you start buying some yourself as well?
Oh yeah. We started buying rentals and I'm no Zach Keeps over here. I should have been, but I was so busy helping other people.
Is the thief of joy. You're doing just fine. We're gonna get into your other
well,
stuff.
I love talking about your rental portfolio and what you've done. I got a lot to learn about you, so I respectfully appreciate
and
you.
the same. Like
Yeah.
listen, no one's counting money, but at the end of the day, I'm saying here, you're moving 15, 20 deals at auction a day at 1,500. Quick math, that's $25,000, $30,000 in a day. I mean, you could have put that money and bought a home a day if you wanted to in cash.
And we did. We built up a rental portfolio. I had a great partner at the time, and we did. We bought where we could, but we were there primarily for the client, I still am to this day. I'm there primarily for my client and secondary for myself. But some things fall through the cracks, And we did buy rentals, and I
what happened to your portfolio? You built a big portfolio, and did you sell it to the hedge funds, or what?
No. Still have it. Still have the portfolio, and I'm thankful for it. I mean, I'm a big believer in real estate. I love it.
How many properties do you have now in that portfolio?
I have a lot of different LLCs and partners, and it roughly around 60 or so.
It's a decent sized portfolio.
Yeah. I've sold quite a few as of lately, but I'm. Every day I'm like, oh, there's a rental coming across. Today there was a sub 2 that I'm tempted still to get. So,
okay, so you do this for a bit. One of the reasons why I was really excited to bring you on the podcast is on Investorlift we have God mode. We can see everyone's transactions, and right up at the top of Arizona, it's 2 names: Zachary Keeps and Spencer Caldwell.
Oh, interesting.
You guys are always leading the state.
Well, I mean, your volume is insane. I mean, one thing that's so interesting, I didn't know Spencer, we knew of each other, of course. I'm sure we've done deals and just through, title, but I never met you. One day he shows up at the mastermind. I think Lori invites him. We're going around introducing, and you've done such a good, your reputation is immaculate. Everyone trusts and loves you. No one does circumvents you when you send stuff out. I was like, where'd you get that? We talk. I'm like, where'd you get that deal? He said, oh, that's not their deal. I'm running it. And I love that. But no one really knew who you were. He's like, he's very calm and humble, which I love. Look how humble the guy is. 15,000 transactions, multiple businesses, serial entrepreneur, 4 kids, uber wealthy, just a great guy. And he says, I'm Spencer Caldwell. Speak up a little bit. That's fucking Spencer Caldwell. I'm like, that's really him. He came to this mastermind, which was great. Like, he just stays behind the scenes, makes his money, does good business, transparent, ethical. And there's very few and far between, as we know in this business, that operate at that level.
I appreciate it.
So it's nice to see that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got an interesting model that I was taught first on the pig farm by consistency, and then secondary figuring out that you could really do this. You can really help people buy a lot of properties every single day, through different techniques. Honestly, it's just working hard and being responsive.
So fast forward today, what does the operation look like today?
So my operation is like super old school. In fact, I don't use any software to track buyers and sellers.
Other than Investorlift.
Yeah. Other than Investorlift, but we're using live Google Sheets.
Yeah.
And we are a lot of just text messaging type thing. Let me show you here. I mean, since we've been talking, I've got 70 text messages. So I'm
70.
Spencer's the only one that gets more messages than me.
So I'm going through currently like 1,500 to 2,000 text messages personally a day.
Wow.
And likewise, emails, 1,500 to 2,000 a day. And then I've got 3 or 4 guys in the office doing the same thing. So to me, it's like the more mud you can throw out the wall, the more transaction you're going to do. So if you're, so it's just super, super active and just, I'm in the business. That's another thing. I'm like, people constantly call me and say, hey, I'm trying to like work on my business, not in my business. I'm like, why? You're making a lot of money working in your business. Like, keep working, man. Don't be too worried, And so I'm not like a huge like automate guy. I'm like, I'm not going to automate myself out of my business. I'm not going to automate my system. So I got the best wife in the world, like honestly, that puts up with it. So
wow.
Does she work in the business with you?
She doesn't, and we don't talk about the business very much. I mean, she's 100% helping raise the kids, and we don't talk. She's on all the LLCs, this and that, and every once in a while I'll have her come to a meeting, just like But yeah, super thankful for her that puts up with a crazy schedule. Yeah, it's craziness.
But, yeah. When you run a business, like I always say, the most important job is managing the house, especially once you have kids, because everything that we do is going to be gone. The only thing that's left over is our kids.
Right.
All the money we make, we just bore it for a bit, and then we give it all back.
Yeah, I know. And that juggle is crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have anything but your family, right? And that brain power that we're talking about.
100%. Okay, so you're primarily wholesaling right now.
Right.
Correct? Is it 100% wholesale right now, or are you doing some flips, or are you doing some buys? What does it look like?
So
you just made 40 grand. I just saw it, by the way. I saw the thing. I'm just kidding.
This is I've got a reception dinner at my house in the backyard on Friday. And I leave town tomorrow night.
Oh God.
And I got a to-do list just to get the backyard ready. And this 16-year-old kid is so nice. He's at Home Depot buying flowers right now for me. So
amazing.
So, so my business is like, I'd say 4 or 5 part. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1 that keeps me the most busy is just wholesaling, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 is still auctions. Still have my auction business. Love it. And number 3 and beyond is just like other businesses that I pay attention to. So, I mean, barbecue is probably my next most exciting business that people like to talk about or know about is the barbecue restaurant, because a lot of them have been there.
Yeah.
And so.
Is that a profitable business, or is it a passion?
Profitable. I would not be in it if it was not profitable, for sure. Yeah. Passion, I should say, is my dad's passion, and he would be in it if it wasn't profitable.
Right.
But for me, it's
about profit and passion. Do
Yeah.
you love barbecue yourself?
I do, man. I can eat it 24/7 and never get sick of it.
You would eat it 3 meals a day,
Yeah,
barbecue,
and not
no
get sick
problem.
of it. Yeah.
How's your cholesterol?
Super good. It's
Look
really,
how
really
skinny.
well.
We're on the wrong. I may just go all barbecue. I may be doing it wrong.
Carnivore
I'm gonna
diet.
get that kosher pork,
This is
delivered to my
This
house.
is a product of mental stability through being too busy. So,
Got it.
and that is, I'm going on a little bit of tangent, but I'm out the door basically 5 in the morning and back at 7. So I'm either riding my bike or running.
So I didn't know. So are you a triathlete or a duathlete? Or?
I've done 1 half Ironman every year for 15 years.
No way.
Just 1 a year. And I've thrown 2 full in there. But a half Ironman, you can maintain a normal life.
Yeah.
And not a full. So yeah, I do 1 a year. It's either in St. George or.
That's steep up there in altitude.
Dude, St. George is so. Have you been to St. George, Utah?
No, I haven't.
It's so crazy beautiful. Like you feel like you're on another planet, and it's so close. It's similar to Lake Powell.
Yeah.
Like, have you been to Lake Powell yet?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So I'm either in St. George or Oceanside once a year.
I did the Oceanside half Ironman.
What the heck? We were probably there. What year was it?
Probably about 12, 13 years ago. I used to do Ironmans all the time.
Yeah, we talked about that when we first met.
Yeah.
I did triathlon, believe it or not. I mean, I'm big now, but I used to do triathlons.
This guy's an undercover, like a really fast. He runs a 4-minute mile.
Dude, it's
420.
420
something.
No, now you're smoking. No pun intended.
That's.
I had
crazy.
the Alberta provincial record.
That's
really
insane.
for the mile.
For 1500. Sorry,
Really?
1500. Not,
So little.
not
So full
100
mile would be what,
meters
about
difference.
440? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
430,
440 something.
Still
on the mile.
insane. Have you ever broken a 5-minute mile?
No, I'm a slow, long, steady runner.
You got the build for it.
Yeah, you
when I was in
look
high
like a good
school,
I'd be
biker.
destroying on the bicycle.
Let me see the legs. Feel the calves are- yeah, he's been putting in the miles on the bike.
Here's the schedule: run 6 miles Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bike about 18 miles
What kind of
Tuesday, Thursday.
What kind of bike do you ride?
So I'm addicted to my mountain bike and gravel bike right now.
Okay.
I rode a lot of road, but have personal friends that have gotten hit and known a couple of people that died. It's a dangerous ride on the road.
It is.
I know.
So I've gotten off the road the last few years and hopped on these canals on the gravel bike.
Yeah.
So fun. And mountain bike too. So
Good for you.
yeah.
You do weights at all or just cardio?
No, I need to do weights, man. I mean, you see how buff I am?
But I mean, you get all the protein from, barbecue all day long.
I need to do weights,
I'm
man.
thinking about barbecue right now. I'm getting hungry.
Well,
Yeah. What's the name of the barbecue joint, by the way? I want to go check it out.
okay, let's go. Hit me up
Yeah.
anytime in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, bring out the
Caldwell
family.
barbecue.
How old's your
Is
kid?
it Caldwell? He is just turned 5 months old.
Okay, he's a little
He
young.
just started taking solids.
We have one in Queen Creek that's like at this entertainment district.
Yeah.
That's so fun for kids. Like in another year, you'll have to take your kid out there.
love
So
to.
we'll hit up close one. So we're breaking ground Peoria April 1st, which is a horrible day, like April Fool's. But I'm like, let's do April 2nd.
Nice. Are they all more going to be like similar to your other stuff? Is there something
similar.
unique about it?
Yeah, and then we'll do Scottsdale too. That'll be next in the next couple of years.
Wow.
And then Phoenix. So I'll have 6 locations here in Arizona. And then we'll be done. It's a destination barbecue. Can't really franchise it very much,
And I'm assuming it's vertically integrated, like you're pulling from your pig farms direct to your place, or?
No, that's what's crazy. Like, so we do prime brisket. We're known for our brisket at Caldwell. Did you know? I'll be spitting off statistics that might not be true, but I believe you have to kill 30 cows to get one prime brisket. Now, all that meat doesn't go to waste, but you're killing dozens of cows to get one prime brisket, and we only serve prime brisket. And the other meat gets graded like choice or select or this or that. So for me and we're doing hundreds of briskets in a weekend.
Wow.
Thousands.
And thousands of
Sorry,
cows.
vegans.
Wow.
So you can't, unfortunately, that farm to table stuff. When you're
to
doing
do.
volume like that, it's not happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing a couple hundred briskets in a weekend. Is my guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, anyways, good stuff. Barbecue's great.
Okay, so going back, we're on a tangent here.
Yeah.
You've got your real estate, you've got the wholesale, you got your rental portfolio, you've got the barbecue place, you've got so you go into the routine too, just bringing us back on track. You're running, and then you're alternating with biking, so you're regimen. So then what areas do you focus on personally on the daily basis in terms of all these ventures?
So I break my day up only into 2 parts, super simple-minded. So I have 2 parts of my day, and that's reactive and proactive. And so I shall say proactive and reactive. So I'm being proactive in the morning from 5 to 7, okay? I don't have my phone. No one's texting me. No one's emailing me. It's just me running or biking with a friend or 2, right? So that's my proactive time. And then from 8 o'clock on, it's reactive. I'm reacting to text messages, emails, businesses, and I'm just getting totally hit up, right? So and I am just being reactive all day, every day. And the name of my game is nothing happens until you make a sale. So we're selling properties.
Right.
And I am there 100%, 99% to sell a property and to help transact and sell a property. And the other couple percent is dedicated towards other businesses or other things that I can do. So I'm a no downtime guy, absolutely 0 downtime. So being 100% like involved, like we're playing Super Bowl every single day of our life. There's no downtime. So I'm a big believer just staying focused. And I'll give you an example. I had a friend call me a couple of years ago, and he's being pretty serious. He called me and said, "Hey, can I come talk to you?" I'm like, "Oh shoot, something's going." The tone of his voice comes and sits in my office. Says, "I got a serious question for you. What medication are you on to sit in that chair for 10 hours a day?" I said, "No medication. It's just
Drive.
just drive and ambition and like head down and like transact real estate." And he's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't take any medication to sit here."
He really thought you were on some sort of like
ADHD or something. Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
But I mean, that being said, like you wake up in the morning, you got your 4 kids, you got your amazing wife, amazing family. Obviously, you're very financially successful. what is the drive? Is it just about doing deals? What is driving that passion on a daily basis? What motivates you today?
I'm 100% like addicted to work. Like
you love it.
It's addiction.
You're passionate about your work.
Yeah, and I'm passionate about it because there was a deal. I was working a deal in the foyer that was kind of falling apart a little bit.
Yeah.
And until I like get that itch and like almost like just that passion to like, oh, I am upset I'm not going to get this deal. Like I want this deal, just that need and that want, just like, so it's just that passion. Until I'm not passionate about it, I'm going to keep going every day, you know?
You're a competitor and you have this innate ability that you just have to win at whatever the cost.
It is.
As long as it's ethical.
Right.
I know how you feel. Like even now, working on Investorlift, every week, at least once per week, I jump on and I sell deals live because like that, there's nothing that's better than like signing that contract.
You're really good at that too. Plus, you're the fucking owner. You got to do that more. People like that.
Dude,
yeah,
we did business.
We did 175,000 potentially today. If the buyers come through, I think we'll have 175,000 in assignment fees earned in one call today.
Wow.
Or not? Yeah, in a 1 hour period, 2 deals. 100K rip on an Oakland deal, and then a 75K rip on can't remember where the deal was, but like both of those are selling.
Right.
By the way, on those deals, I'm curious with your business too, with new laws coming out in terms of wholesaling and title companies not doing deals where you're making more than 15 or 20% on the price in terms of profitability. Are you seeing more transactional funding needed, or people having more cash to close on these deals? With a larger rip on that, are people concerned about double escrows, disclosures?
I mean, on both of these deals, they actually own the property.
Okay.
Like, so that's actually an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these properties were owned.
Okay.
They were owned. Actually, the first one was owned by a developer, and it was actually a real estate agent that instead of selling it on the MLS was selling it on Investorlift.
Hey,
because she understood that you can sell it faster.
Mm-hmm. Nationwide.
Yeah.
Eyes, ears.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It depends on the deal, right?
Yeah.
Like a nice turnkey house, no, throw it on the MLS.
Yeah.
But if it's got some distress, you can turn these things like an Oakland deal. Like, I mean, that I took 15 minutes to get. 15 minutes, we had an offer within about 3% of their asking price.
Wow.
All cash.
That's awesome.
Asian buyer, like done.
I think that's
minutes.
so awesome that at least once a week you're in your business and not on it. I just love that. Like, I think that's cool.
Oh, even with customers, like I did a reel the other day about how I never answer my phone.
Yeah.
I don't. But I'm on my phone all day long, but I'm calling customers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, just because I don't answer my phone doesn't mean I'm not on I'm on the phone 10 hours a day.
But what that reel, man, and I love that reel, by the way, because it just, the response was awesome.
It's very polarizing.
Yeah,
that's polarizing.
What I like. Right.
That's
Feel
what I
like
like
this
about it.
prick.
And that's what you want. That's what you want for social media.
Oh yeah, I think it's at 500,000 views now or something.
Yeah. But you're being so I'm proactive in the morning.
Yeah.
That statement is a proactive. You're going to be proactive, and you're going to talk to who you want and escalate to you and your time and attention what is going to be the most valuable at that moment in your life.
Exactly.
And we got to all think about that in our daily life. Like, am I going to do this or that? Of course I'm going to do that because it's more valuable, and the ROI on that is way more than this.
Yeah, like, I had a customer that called me 4 times today about trying to buy a monthly package for $500. Like, I'm not responding to that. I'll just like take a screenshot of that and send it to my I have a team in place to do low volume stuff like that. Sometimes I'll still take them because I like working with the beginners because it's fun when they sell their first deal. Like, there's the reward there. But if I have that, and then also I have, like, right now we're really pushing onto the AI, and like the work that I'm doing on the AI is so high leverage. Like, to put things in context, December prior to the AI, if we strip out all kind of like what I would consider like the fake offers, just like real actual offers, it was about $500 million.
Wow.
Then we introduced the AI in January. Offers start really picking up. The transactions happen on the platform start really picking up. Last month, after we stripped out kind of all like the BS offers and daisy chainers and things like that, we were $31,000 short of $1 billion.
Wow.
So almost doubled it. And then this month, we're going to finish this month with $1.8 billion.
Oh man, that's great.
Wow. That's insane.
That's really exciting.
So,
shout out to Bryce, my new tenant.
Shout out to Bryce. Yeah, he just rented a house from you. He got a big bonus And a big pay.
That's
So
good.
Bryce,
When you
Bryce
get to
works
go-
for him.
Yes.
See, and then he calls. He's like, "Do you have some rental?" He tried. This is great. This is how smart this guy is, by the way. Shout out to Bryce again. I've been watching your Instagram. I see some of these houses. I'm moving out for Robert for my position in AI developer, whatever.
Yeah.
My wife saw this backyard. Somehow I pinned the location and the map, and this is the house that we're going to rent. How much is this? I said, how did you see this? He goes, I found it on a reel. I know it's vacant. And he's got his AI. I mean, this
Track
guy's a
the
genius.
geolocation.
Literally, he goes, how do I get in this? I go, don't you need the address? He goes, I already have it. I'm like, what the F? He goes out there, Uber's out there. Didn't he have a car? So Robert didn't give you a car? You're his number one guy. No, I Uber. I'm not going to mess with this Tesla and his stuff. Went out there, goes, I'll take it.
Is it
He's
the one that
moving
you
in
couldn't
a
walk
week.
in the front door because it's down to here? It's not that one,
No,
right?
no, it's a really nice one. Actually, down the street,
that's
in
pretty cool.
Grandview. Beautiful backyard,
cool
really
is
nice
that?
guy. So
That is so
Yeah.
awesome, man.
it's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's like super high leverage. So, but now if I was running a wholesale business, I would be answering every single phone call. You know,
So-
because it's all about deal flow. It's
So,
about deal
so
flow.
modern wholesale, you should not be answering one phone call. You should not. You should be texting, only texting.
I like that. Okay, explain
Period.
that.
How long is your average phone call? Throw it out. Just like what? How long is an average?
3
phone-
minutes,
3 minutes.
I would think.
How many text messages can I send in 3 minutes? And how many people can I?
Thousands.
No, in 3 minutes. No, like realistically, how many can I send in 3 minutes? How many text messages?
Just manually or using
Yeah.
software?
No, just manually. So I'm
100.
yeah. I mean,
That may not that mean like 20. I mean,
Well,
it
you're
depends.
copy and pasting a deal. You could.
It depends.
rip
Are we
them.
copy
Yeah,
and
so
pasting a
20.
deal, or are we?
I can like really easily probably send 20 text messages in 3 minutes. All my text messages are short. So I've just talked to one person for 3 minutes,
Yeah.
or I've talked in 3 minutes to 20 different people in 3 minutes. So, you shouldn't be, as a whole modern day wholesaler, you should not be getting on the phone. Look, I know there's issues in that you should be picking up your phone because someone's not closing or there's an issue, this or that.
Yeah.
But people who work with me on a daily basis,
Do you want it? Do you not want it? Yes. No.
they know that I'm not picking up and I'm on the other line response and we're texting unless we really need to get on. And yeah, maybe I'm losing a little bit of money because I'm not picking up every single phone call, but I'm making a lot more in that 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. It's
So-
all about efficiency.
But
But you've already established market credibility. If you're a new person, I think it's so important to have that belly to belly, face to face time, a call.
Yeah.
Really just establish the relationships. Then you can move to a text deal. You could be proactive and then reactive, as you
Right.
say. Proactive and create and cultivate those relationships, belly to belly, face to face, to establish trust, and then move to that texting.
So this guy, Connor said, so Zach can teach me to belly and like be a little bit more personal and slow
Love
down a
Connor,
little
by
bit.
the way. Such
Great
a
guy.
nice kid.
Yeah.
Connor said,
Great kid.
when Zach calls me, he FaceTimes me. How does this guy have time in his day to FaceTime me?
Yeah. I do the same thing. If I could FaceTime, I always FaceTime.
Yeah.
It's
Love
amazing.
it.
So
He's such a good kid, by the way.
he is. He's been my
Genuine,
right-hand
nice
kid for
guy,
5 years.
Ultimate respect. I want to see that kid have, thousands of homes.
He's a great kid. He started basically as a 14-year-old kid. He's related. He's my wife's cousin.
Yeah.
He started asking me about real estate at family events like at 14. When you have a 14-year-old come up to you belly to belly
Yeah.
and say and look you in the eye
He's very inquisitive.
and ask you a question
Yeah.
that you don't get from a normal 14-year-old,
You're like, this kid has potential.
Yeah, you're like-
I saw when he shows up at the mastermind, he's quiet, he's humble.
Yeah.
He's just a good kid.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting thought. I had the same thought actually, spraying weeds this morning at my house. Just this thought, and I showed up to buy this weed killer. It was a quart of weed killer for like $40, and then there was another quart for also $40. And the guy walked up to me as at Ace Hardware. They're great customer service. Anytime you walk in Ace, you get like a personal assistant. I love it. And one was $40 and one was like $15, and it's still a quart.
Yeah.
And he's like, why are you buying that $15 one? I'm like, because it's the same size. And he's like, oh no.
Concentration.
Yeah, the concentrate. And there's so many lessons in that.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, you are saving so much money by spending this $40, not $15.
Because it'll last you like 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. And there's just so
Or
many.
he's just a really good salesman.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so many lessons like within real estate and within life, like something that appears to be the same size, and like just us, like we get in this the habit, and maybe I'm in a bad habit right now of just texting and not answering phone calls.
No, I think this is the future. So we're seeing it in the data at Investorlift. So we're actually trying to push this a lot. We did over 250 interviews over the last 3 months with buyers on whether they want to see more.
Yeah.
They don't like getting inbound calls.
Right.
So that's why we just built Messenger inside the app, where every single time you get sent a deal, it shows up in your messaging history, and then you can just respond to people directly in the app, on your computer, on your phone, whatever. And we rolled that out, and the adoption's been insane.
That's awesome.
Within the first 15 minutes of it launching, we had multiple homes sold through DM, like literally within the first few minutes of it launching. Every single day, there's hundreds of properties that are being sold with no phone calls, just over DMs.
Right. Total virtual world. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Okay, so I want to dive a little bit into your business, because, so you're getting all these text messages. Are these people bringing you deals?
Both. Bringing me deals.
Do you run outbound marketing direct to seller, or is it just people bringing you deals and you taking them down?
You know what? Both. All of the above. But mainly it's people texting me saying, hey, I have this deal, send it out. And people text me saying, hey, I'm interested in this deal. I want it, or access, or close of escrow, title company. So all of the above.
So this is really interesting. You guys will both appreciate this. Every time somebody sends me a deal, without fail, what's the first thing that I do? I go into my email and I look and say, has this deal been blasted on Spencer's list, or is it on Investorlift? I want to know if the deal's already been disseminated. Am I the first one looking at it, or has this deal been, blasted and it's been devalued? So it's amazing. So every single time, without fail, some random person says to me something, it's been on your list, it went out 3 months ago, 2 months ago, price reduced. It's hilarious. That's how solid your list is. It's amazing. And I guess the question is, why isn't it also on Investorlift? Like, now people can put it on there for free. Is that correct?
Yeah. But where we're going with the profiles, and this is based on conversations I've had with you and the other 250 interviews we did, is we're going to build profiles. We already have these profiles, but we're going to open them up and assign a score from 1 to 10 on every investor. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to do is the highest ranked investors are going to have the first 2 hours on the deal. And then after the first 2 hours, it rolls down to 9, and then 8, and then 7, and 6.
There you go.
So as you do more deals, you get early access. So the best buyers will always have the first access.
Wow, that's great.
And it's funny, you were in a text exchange, and I think Laura goes, how do you get on that A list? You're like, there's no fucking A list. We put out the list. It's called Darwinism. First come, first serve. You perform, you put up your earnest money, let's go.
When she says that, I'm like, I would have to hire a whole new employee just to work the A list. It might be a good business call. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Or you just take his software, because look, the difference is people go to you because they trust you. You've vetted. You're working local. You don't work outside of Arizona, do you?
We have branched off. We hired Josh. He's an acquisition guy. Came from Tesla, actually, out of Utah. And we have launched, I can't say nationwide. I mean, there's a few other states.
Sure.
So,
very cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But I guess the point is people feel comfortable because they know that you have credibility, so they go to you, when in essence you guys could collaborate and leverage the software, because you could pinpoint pretty much, instead of disseminating and dealing with all these texts, you could throw it on Investorlift and pretty much pinpoint, here's 5 people immediately that will most likely buy this house.
Yeah, my focus day to day is 100% Arizona. I just love it.
Right.
And
you know it so well.
Yeah,
you know when a deal's going to come in and how fast it's going to sell. So do I.
Right, it's craziness. And honestly, you guys, we are living in the mecca of real estate. Arizona is absolutely amazing. I love it so much. Like a non-judicial state with almost 4 million people, 3rd or 4th largest city in the U.S. I mean, if you live in Arizona, you're doing real estate, or you live out of the U.S. and do real estate in Arizona, you're lucky. You're lucky to be here.
The population of the city has doubled every single decade since the 1940s.
That's crazy.
We just got $600 billion committed investment.
That's insane.
Just in the last 3 months on the TSMC factory and on the new Apple factory.
Wow.
I mean, it's not slowing down.
Yeah.
If you were like, oh,
here's a new stat too.
No,
once Robert said he's moving his headquarters here, every other national guru in real estate followed him here, so they're all lining up.
That's true, man.
It's true.
I know.
It's true. The last mastermind, you got all these cartel members, everybody here. I think secretly they're doing some drugs in Mexico or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what the heck? Where were you before that?
I was in Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I tried the whole Act 60 thing.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with it?
Not that much.
You go down there, as long as you live there for 3 years, they give you 0 capital gains and 4% income tax. But after like 1 year, I was like, I'm going down here to save on tax.
Right.
And it was costing me on growth rate. The year before that, I grew like 350% revenue growth.
Right.
Then I went there for a year. I had 10% revenue growth.
Now you're back up to 600.
And then I came here for a month and we did like 20% in like 1 month being here. And I came back and I'm like, who wants to make more money? I was like, me. I'm like, cool. We're moving to Arizona.
Wow.
And they're like,
awesome.
when? I'm like, now.
Nah,
Did you get him here? Did you guys connect?
Of course we could. He stayed at my house for 2 weeks or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, he came out. He did like I did a little party at my house, and we went to Old Scottsdale. He dropped, I think, $250,000. I think was your bar bill, and hosted a bunch of people, hosted a bunch of real estate people.
Oh wow!
And then the next thing I was like, look at our revenues. Look at the correlation. Spend $250, make $1 million. I call that 4x. That's pretty good.
That's great.
We
That's
got a semi truck literally rolled up behind my apartment. And we loaded everyone's shit into a semi truck, put it on a ship.
Oh wow!
Landed in Florida. They drove across here, and by the time we were back from Christmas break, we were relocated here.
How long have you been in Arizona now?
1 year.
1 year.
And we did over 50% revenue growth last year.
Not only that, just having a kid this year, moving to Arizona. I mean, a lot of really awesome life events.
Yeah, it was busy.
Power of proximity.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to circle back again on your model because you do things. Are you double closing everything? You're taking everything down?
No, I'm not. I'm a like assignment king. Like
assignment king. Okay, but you do you do something different. You do a flat fee. Is that correct?
Yeah. So basically, like someone comes to me and says, "Hey, I have this deal. Send it out on your list," and they say 200. So I send it on my list for 200, and then the buyer just pays a flat $1,500. And so the seller,
same model from day one, $1,500.
Yeah, and so it's a volume model.
The seller doesn't
how many
pay
of those
$1,500 too? Just the buyer?
Every once in a while, some of my sellers will. And I try to get it if I can, you know?
Yeah, of course.
It's not like trying to nickel and dime, but for the most part, yeah. So it's just go off flat fees.
I love that.
And minimal. And the goal is to keep the price down, you know? So I'm like not one of these guys saying, oh, you gave it to me for 200. I think I can up this $20,000 and put it on my list. And people like the consistency of like, hey, I gave it to Caldwell for 200 and he sent it out for 200, not 220. And I gave it to Bob over here for 200 and he sent it for 220. But where are they going to go if they saw it for 220 and they saw it for 200? Where are they going to go buy it? They're going to come to me. So I mean so it's just worked.
Wow. So it's just 100% volume game.
Yep, 100% volume game. Just low fee, 100% volume.
And then how many properties do you think your team's looking at in a month?
Woo.
It's got to be hundreds, right?
I mean, we're looking at 30 new deals a day.
30 a day.
Yeah,
and out of 30, how many do you decide, hey, this deal makes sense, so I'm willing to push it?
I mean, we try to make it like a 10% rule. Like
10%.
I should transact. If I see 30 new deals a day, I should be transacting like on 10% of these.
Not just blasting, but transacting on 3 a day.
Selling. I mean, that's the goal.
So,
but what's nice about your model is you don't have to have. You're not financially responsible for any of these. You're just a marketing essentially machine.
Right.
Because you're not double closing. You don't have capital exposure. You're disseminating these properties and people are transacting through you and you're taking a fee.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
So that's nice. You don't have huge exposure out there, which is great.
And we see a lot of properties come and go. It's just so fun, you know, seeing all this real estate.
Wow.
So, does that make you think on your model, just playing devil's advocate, that maybe, you go to a similar, it's free to post on there and anything's transacted through you, it's $1,500, $2,000.
That's where we're going this year.
There you go.
This year with the new version of Investorlift, we're going to make it free. And so the new model that we're going to be testing, I would love to get you on this because it actually perfectly aligns with your business model, is we'll allow you to post for free, but I'm going to experiment with taking away control over the marketing, because exactly like you said, how like 10% are like the ones that are going to transact. What we see is when people post on Investorlift, we develop these new AIs that will actually underwrite the deal and tell us whether or not it's a good deal. And 50% of them are not good deals. Like they're basically unsellable. So 50% off the top is just garbage.
Right.
Completely mispriced. Throw it in the trash. But right now, the problem we have is those users can still blast those to the buyers, which creates a bad buyer experience.
Right, because it dilutes it.
So I'm building a new prototype for a new version where you'll be able to use it for free, but you won't be able to control who sees the deal. Our AI will analyze your deal, determine how good of a deal it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a really good deal, it'll start really pushing it to the best buyers, guys like Zach, giving them first dibs on it. And if they pass on it, then it goes to the next best buyers, the next ones. But the AI will make all the decisions on the matching and who it gets sent to. That way it's a much better buyer experience where they're just not getting bombarded with all this, the 90% that just is like mispriced.
Yeah.
And then we just, similar to you, take a very small success fee when something actually transacts. Only when it actually transacts, and then the buyer pays that.
Right.
I mean, it's the auction.com model. Auction.com has been doing it for 15, 20 years.
Right.
And we did the math on, like, if we switch from our current SaaS model over to the success fee based model, what would that do to our revenues? You get like 10x's them.
Wow.
Huh,
How many deals do you think you can transact in a day on your site?
On our site? How many can we, or how many do we?
No, how many do you?
We're selling 5,000-6,000 a month right now.
Wow.
Think about that at 1,500.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
That's $1 million a month. Yeah.
How many? What's a guess? How many wholesale or discount?
Sorry, that's $10 million.
It's 10 million a month. 10 million a month is what our math shows we'll earn with the new model.
Yeah.
How many in Arizona? What's your guys' guess in Arizona that happens in the wholesale discount level in Arizona per month?
How many deals are transacted?
Per month in Arizona. My guess is 700 or so.
I think it's a little bit higher than that.
Do you?
I could give you an exact number. We have the data. I just haven't looked at it. Like, I don't want to like give a bad number.
Yeah.
I know the exact number. Like, we were literally looking at this today.
That doesn't seem like that much. That's 20, 25 deals a day, effectively. That's not a lot.
I want to say it's...
But you're in the mix. I mean, between all of it, you would have a better idea daily on that.
Yeah.
I want to say we saw 17,000 last year. I want to say... Don't quote me on that.
Arizona?
I have to check with Bryce.
So that would be...
17,000 investor deals, excluding the iBuyers, the hedge funds. Like, once we knock all of that out, it's a little bit over 1,000 a month. I'm pretty sure.
And those guys aren't really buying wholesale. They're really, when they were buying, we're paying more retail. They wanted the turnkey stuff. So that's not really wholesale.
Wholesale.
Yeah, we knock all that out.
Correct.
Yeah.
So how much hard money in Arizona? Someone asked me this yesterday. Like, how much hard money is out in Arizona on investment houses?
Over $1 billion.
Over $1 billion?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, that'd be my guess too.
You have a hard money company, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We do hard money. It's mainly family friend type stuff.
Got it.
But I mean, I hear people throw out numbers here and there, but I think it's $1 billion also.
I mean, Capital Fund, independently probably has a few hundred. I know they have a few $100 million out there, and all the other private money and everything else on top of that. I would think it's probably right around $1 billion.
Yeah.
And that's just single family. There's commercial. There's so much other aspects to it.
Right.
Those guys are sitting at the top of the food chain.
Who? Capital Fund? Oh yeah.
Well, just like any of the lenders. That's the sexiest business.
It is.
Yeah,
it is a great.
You got $1 billion out.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? What's the average rate people are paying in
Probably
in
10,
town?
11% right now.
10, 11. So
I'm
there's
guessing,
$100 million in earnings a year. Not even looking at the points.
But that's not really that. I mean, that a lot of that's private and bank and arbitrage, so they're not making that much. They're probably making 2 points net. So, it's probably, I'm hypothesizing it's $20-30 million business for those. It's a great business. I'm guessing, maybe more.
Yeah.
I mean, they're about turning though. If they could turn it a couple times, then it's significantly more because they're making their money on the front end on those points, originations.
Yeah, the goal is. I mean, I always tell my guys coming in and flipping a property, like, hey, if I flip a property, like, how quick should I be in and out? I'm like, if you're good, it should be 4 months or less, right? Would you guys agree? 4 months or less if you're a good flipper.
Be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could turn those same dollars 3 times a year.
Yeah. So.
In this market, I think it's taken longer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But I mean, last week I've just been hearing a lot of amazing things, and so I actually am part owner in 3 different real estate brokerages, so I get a little bit of data here, right? In there, right? And last week, the realtors are stoked, like getting multiple viewings and offers on the first day, like in the last week. So,
what segment of the market is this in? I'd like to know. It's interesting.
So you're feeling a little bit of a pickup?
Yeah, in the last week, the positivity has been awesome.
We're seeing the same thing in our data. It's hard for us to know if it's market signal because we introduced the AI, and the AI is like, I mean, going from $500 million to 1.8, like that's huge. But like also we're looking at things that we're talking about this other day on the rooftop, like dwell times up 20%. How long people look at the deals is up 20%.
Do you do any correlation with a Cromford report, Michael Orr?
I don't know. What's that?
The Cromford report? Oh, he would love the Cromford report.
Yeah, it's all the data about what's the hottest markets, what's trending. They look at rents, they look at pricing.
It's just Arizona though, right? Just Arizona.
But I think his technology would work nationally. He moved back to London, and he's got, what's her name? Tina?
I don't know. I just knew it was Michael Orr.
Tina Tambor.
Okay.
Tina, I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to send you that. Lori probably has access.
All the title companies have it. Yeah, it's cool.
You'll love that data. You'll eat it up. It's like super like precise and quick, just look over. But they do an amazing job in Arizona.
Yeah.
An amazing job.
I think we were just literally talking about this right before I came over here. Investorlift, we're going to start actually publishing like a monthly, like.
That's what the Cromford does monthly.
Yeah.
And you have the same data.
But we'll do it on like the wholesaling market because we're the only ones that have the wholesaler data.
Wholesaler is great.
Yeah.
What's selling? What's sexy? People are so engaged by that. Like if you're a wholesaler, you could target this or that.
I didn't want to do it earlier because like the numbers were too small where like you have a big customer coming on and like it's like too much of a confounding variable where like, there's two, but now I think we're at a large enough scale where like you can actually get some insights from the data.
Yeah.
Like actual actionable insights.
Love it.
And then layer that in with some of these other data points and just like, here's the monthly like state of investment activity across the nation.
That. It's so smart. That's why people read the Wall Street Journal. Why people read and watch CNBC. It's the same thing. It's so critical, and we lack that aggregation of data for this industry.
Yeah,
it's nowhere to be found, especially on a national level.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. You'll love it.
I'll love it. I'm sure.
All right. So Spencer, what's the end goal? Like what's gonna happen 5-10 years out? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah,
what's gonna transpire? What are you hoping for?
Honestly, so I'm actually not like a big goal guy, like goal setter or goal guy. I'm a big believer if you're living your life every day like you should and every moment like you should, that things just come even greater and bigger and better than what you can perceive. So I'm like a take action now type guy.
You're living in the present.
Yeah, living in the present. So I don't know, man. I love what I do and I just continue to move forward. So I don't have like a big end goal like type thing. I just love every day of what I'm doing and will continue. So my youngest is 12, oldest is 21. So I will have a kid and be empty nesting in 7 or 8 years. And
are you done? You're not gonna have any more kids?
Yeah, no more kids.
Got it.
So unfortunately, I think now that my 12-year-old is getting so old and almost out of the house, almost 7 years, whatever. Yeah. But so I don't, to answer your question, don't have like a big grandiose end goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
enjoy the journey.
Yeah,
people have these goals and they're like, oh, once I hit this, then I'll be happy. Sure. Once I achieve this, then I'll start doing whatever. And that's just delaying happiness. What I love about you is like you're enjoying the journey. Just enjoy the day.
Yeah, exactly. And just be thankful and work your hardest every single day and good things come.
We briefly spoke prior to this a little bit. You're a pretty religious guy. You grew up with a solid foundation. You spoke about you studied religion and all different religions, in your life and prior, to college and whatnot. How has that played an impact in business in terms of who you are and ethics and transactions and modeled you accordingly?
There's no doubt. I believe in a higher power, and that's God, and I believe in being God-fearing, and that to me is not like fearing like who He is, but knowing or trying to know who He is and feel like that love from a higher power. And so, I'm a believer of religion. I think everyone should have some type of religion in their life and just give thanks to the good Lord every single morning and night, and maybe a few times throughout the day of the goodness that we have and the abundance, So I just feel like you guys just being thankful just gets you so far in life. You know, you just have a better attitude if you're thankful.
Yeah.
And if you have that, you know, the attitude of gratitude, you know, it's just, so I just think it's a big part of me. And I just feel better when I have it. And I'm grateful for what I have. Yeah. For sure.
You have this happy-go-lucky kind of energy about you. It's a very positive. Every experience I've had with you, you've always been calm amongst, like, there's always obviously running multiple businesses and hardships that's going on all day and solving problems and reacting to them. But you always have this stable, calm energy about you. Do you think that comes from, you know, that 2 hours in the morning setting the tone for the day, or just through experience, or just relaxing in terms of your mentality?
Right. You know, there's no doubt. I mean, I think all of us, when you get down to the core, we might have a short fuse and, like, you know, so I just do my best to not have that drama in my life. And keep in mind, I do have moments that I'm not the calm and relaxed, happy-go-lucky guy. But to me, we only have so much brain power and brain space. And those type of moments, the high stress moments, they take up so much brain power, and you're just not being productive. So if I can be in my highest form of productivity, and that's what I'm constantly looking for. So if I'm putting something into my brain or body or whatever that's not going to make me productive, I'm just not going to do it, or do my best not to.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
So, yeah, great question.
I love that. Yeah, it's life is too short.
Right.
Nothing really matters.
Yeah.
Be grateful. Focus on family.
For sure.
Enjoy every day, the journey. I love that.
Yeah.
Incredible insights.
What about bucket lists for you, the family, the kids? You guys aspire to travel, you know, internationally? Are you a boating guy? Like, what are your other passions outside of business for you and the family?
Yeah, great question. I actually haven't shared it much, but we spent, while the kids were being raised, we spent July in Hawaii. And, and the cool thing is,
every year.
Every year. Yeah, when the kids were young. And the cool thing about real estate is you can work anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone and computer. And Hawaii is the best vacation state if you're living in Arizona because of the 3 hours difference.
So great.
And it's the best. So you wake up like 5 a.m. Hawaii, which is 8 a.m. Arizona. Mm-hmm. And on a summer when the kids are sleeping in, right, they're waking up like 12 o'clock Hawaii, which is what, 3 o'clock Arizona.
Yes, you're done for the day. Done and you can chill.
I'm chilling down a little bit, right?
Nice.
And so then we're out at out the door, like to the beach and surfing, and I'm living my life 2 days in 1 day. I mean, it's the ultimate like time hack ever. So we spent, Julys in Hawaii. Now that the kids are getting older and Ethan got married, and we're not doing that so much. So we love Hawaii. I mean, have a huge passion.
Which island?
We're Oahu, North Shore, like type guys, like right over there.
Okay, I did a month on the Big Island. And
you did?
I just loved that time change. Like, so great.
It's the best. Like,
so great.
It is. It's the greatest time hack ever.
Yeah.
For sure. So Hawaii, I mean, that's passion, and we love the water. We spend time at Lake Powell, and and we live just in East Mesa, which is really close to Saguaro and Canyon Lakes. Yeah. So we're on the lake during the summer after work.
Nice.
And
wake surfing.
Yeah, wake surfing. I was a big wakeboarder,
so much fun.
But now wake surfing's the thing, you know. So
have you wake surfed?
Yeah, Austin Zabek, who lives right in this building over here, he's got a really great wake surfing boat. He took me out a few months ago, and I tried it for the
I'm
first
ready
time.
when you are, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah. Austin.
Have you not been yet?
No, I've wake surfed.
So
a couple of my buddies, Tim and Kevin, my boys have this boat. It's so zen.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice to detach from the phone and just breathe and be in that moment.
Yeah, it is.
You need that to recharge.
You do need that. We love to ski. We love the snow. Nice. I mean, our favorite state would be California and Utah.
Yeah.
So I do see myself in the future spending the summers like in California or Utah, you know, out of the heat. Yeah. In my old age, for sure. So, yeah.
Love it.
We're headed to Utah tomorrow. My girl is a dancer at UVU.
No
kidding. So she's got her end of the year dance. They have like, I think close to 20 dances that they're going to perform in a couple days.
Wow.
So it'll be
UVU University.
Utah Valley
University.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's a great university. Yeah. I think like everyone knows like BYU up there.
Yeah.
But UVU actually has more students than BYU.
Wow.
They get like, it's a big school. I just had no clue.
Everyone, it's true. They say, "Oh, Utah, BYU."
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, anyways, those are some of the good pastimes of the family.
I love it.
For sure.
So, for guys that are watching this, we have people across the entire spectrum from beginner to advanced. People hear 15,000 deals. That seems like out of this world.
Right.
Completely out of this world. For people that are watching this, maybe they're just doing their first deal or their second deal or trying to get their first deal. What advice can you give those listeners?
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, you know, it's not, the advice is just like, be super consistent, like at it for sure. Getting calls. Sorry, guys.
You should take one. Let's see how you are. Put them on the spot.
No,
this is spontaneous. If it's an important call, grab it, and they're going to go on the spot.
I'm going to give you one call that I am going to answer. You guys can put it on or not.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it.
Like special needs kids are like a big part of my life and heart. Like I've got several special needs kids. So this guy has called me like 6 times. His name's Luis. And he actually lives in like a group home and he only gets out once a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
And once a week, after work, I'll pick him up. And he loves to go like to just grab like some ice cream or something.
Yeah.
Wow. And you just randomly met him, or that's just special?
His mom's like a total saint. And
look at this guy.
This is Luis.
What's up, Luis? Nice to meet you, Luis.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, this is my boys. We're doing a podcast recording, man. How you doing?
You too.
What are you doing, bud? Okay, good. So Luis just called me. Spencer, where you at? He's called me probably 10 or 12 times a day. I haven't picked up yet because Luis is. I'm in Scottsdale. Unfortunately, I can't hang out today, but sorry, Luis. Hey, but we sure love you. We love you, and you have a good day, and make sure to message me when you get back.
Hey, do you want to do it next Wednesday?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, love you, dude.
Good, buddy.
Love that.
These kids are a big part of my life, like special needs
nice.
kids. So
Yeah.
that's Luis, and his mom had adopted him when he was just a little kid in my neighborhood.
Wow.
Oh.
And she raised him, but now he lives in a group home because he's a teenager, maybe a little too much to handle for parents, you know?
Yeah.
So he comes home every Wednesday and expects me when I get home from work to pick him up and go get a milkshake. So.
Oh,
And then your kids hang out with him as well?
Yeah, so my oldest boy is his age.
So
So yeah.
Good for you.
Anyways, so it's good stuff. That kind of we lost our train of thought.
What we were talking about is what advice can you instill to somebody? You know,
advice.
it seems like out of this world to have transacted $15,000 deal, but for someone who's just started and having done, all these deals, what can you instill on somebody that's just getting started to help them procure that deal?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like anyone that wants to get into real estate, they hear on social media that, I can go make $50,000, $20,000 on a deal. I mean, like, have a goal of making $1,500 on your first deal.
Yeah.
And just don't, and like do a couple of those.
Right.
And just get warmed up. And so that's my suggestion is don't go out there and just think you're going to do one huge real estate deal and go make 50 grand. And people, they're in that mentality. If I can only do that, and what can I do with this?
Right.
It's like, no, just go make a couple $1,000
Keep
bucks.
it simple, stupid.
Yeah,
I love that.
KISS.
It's such a good, right, keep it simple, stupid. There's so many people, these gurus out there. Come to my course. I'm going to teach you. Look at my last transaction, $50,000, $80,000.
Take a picture of the $200,000 check.
100%. And the $200,000 check was like somebody's original principal that they invested.
And
exactly.
The bank.
That's really good advice because everyone else says, this is about the big money. Even in my business, it's like, I'm not trying to make $100,000. I'm happy to make 8, 9, 10%.
Yeah.
Like, keep the expectations reasonable.
Right. And that's the only time I'm going to tell you to think small. Like if you're getting into real estate, right? Think small, not big. Like
That's
the
so
$200,000 check that you see, it's not reality. It's not true. It does happen, but I mean, when's the last $200,000? Come
I
on,
made $200,000
on one deal. And why would you want to? I mean, just
that you would want to, but as long as no one's getting taken advantage of it, there's not an issue. But a $200,000 is relative. If you invested in a $5 million deal in California, of course, you can make $200,000. You're not making $200,000 on a $200,000 Maryville house. That's just unheard of.
Yeah, there was a $450,000 assignment last month.
Wow.
But it was on a massive, like $10 million mobile home park.
Exactly. So it's 5%. Big deal. That's standard.
And that deal was in the works for 6-8 months.
Exactly.
No one sees all the behind the scenes stuff. They just see
the easy
finish
gratification.
Line. The perception of the easy gratification.
Right.
It's not. And that was years of the reps of the 1500 to get to that point. And the relationship building.
Yeah, it's crazy. So just my advice is just, in this one instance in life, is think small. Just get yourself one little small meat and potato and get your feet wet and make a quick buck,
I like that. Proof of concept.
Right. And then if you like it, do it again.
Yeah.
And see how you can refine that process, right? So that's kind of my advice there.
I got to dive into one last thing. When you were walking in, you were mentioning this, and I was like, I gotta ask you about that in the podcast. You mentioned you're friends with one of the guys from, like, one of the founders of Invitation Homes. So
the cool thing about Invitation Homes, obviously they have a lot of rentals, right?
Yeah.
The guys that kind of, I don't know like the full backstory, but from my own personal perspective there's a kid named Dallas, Tommy, and Marcus, and they were super smart. And in that foreclosure era, when we're buying these houses so cheap, they somehow got connected, I believe, with Blackstone and mastermind. We can buy on a large scale from these houses nationwide at auction, right? Yeah. And buy them cheap. And that's when they started. I don't know if they were the first hedge fund or not buying houses foreclosure nationwide, but it's amazing what Invitation Homes has done. How many they have under management is amazing.
Yeah, he's like 100,000 or something.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is 100,000 houses, and so Dallas runs that over there. I graduated with him, and my next door neighbor Tommy is a great guy, and he was one of the guys in the beginning also. So it's pretty amazing what they've done. It just shows me how little I have personally done and how much more that I can do. So I love looking at those scenarios.
Well, it helps when you have like a multi-$100 billion private equity fund backing you.
That's true.
That's for sure.
And I still see I still see houses in Arizona like 250,000. Like, there are great rentals. We still have
1,000%. There's opportunities every day.
It's amazing. Like,
people are sleeping on them.
When I still see decent neighborhoods, $250,000, I'm like, that's a great rental. Why is this around? It's amazing for me. It's just amazing to see a house under $300,000, because during COVID, remember, like in the middle of COVID, if we saw anything under $300,000 on the wholesale list, like we wouldn't even look at the address. If it's under $300,000, we're like, take it.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing these 250s, and it's craziness.
I was talking to a young kid a while ago, and he's like, oh man, I wish I was like Zach, where he started buying 10, 15 years ago when everything was so cheap. And my response to him is, I said, you know what? 10 years from now, people will be saying the exact same thing about people that are buying right now.
Right? That's a fact. Yeah. That is such a fact. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do today to make that happen? Yeah. Don't think about the what ifs and could have not done that. Just do it now. Do it today. Figure out how to make it happen today, because then people will talk about you, in 10 or 15 years.
100%.
So true.
I always say, can't time anything, right? Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch. Everyone wants to buy at the bottom and sell at the top, but it's not timing the game, it's time in the
market.
Game.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's the same thing. But I'm curious, as well. So you've got barbecues, you've got the real estate, you've got the rentals. Where are you deploying? Obviously, you got a lot of cash flow coming in. What areas of, the economy do you like to invest in? Is it all going reinvested into barbecue and real estate? Do you invest in equities? Are you in Bitcoin?
Right.
What do you personally like that you're bullish on in today's market?
One of the biggest things that was been the biggest blessings in my life, and if you're just barely in the game, especially if you're 20-year-old something, if you get one thing out of this podcast, that you need to 100% do this. So about the time I got in the real estate market 20 years ago, I ended up having a friend get into the financial world about the same time. And he came to me and he said, I don't care if you give me $100 a month, just take an auto withdrawal out of your check per month and give it to me, right? And so I have figured out how to basically give 20% of my income per month to my financial planner, which is placed in the market.
Got it.
And the statistics of that are so crazy, guys. I just read this. It's right here. I'm going to tell you guys what this is. But if you can figure out how to
20% is a lot.
If you can figure out how to do 10%,
yeah.
this is Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
If you invest $100 a month from the age 25 to 65 in good growth stock mutual funds, you'll have $1.1 million. That's $100 a month from 25 to 65. And then he said the average household income in America today is $80,000. If you invested 15% of that, which is $11,000 a year, you would retire with around $11 million. So it's just the discipline, right?
Sure.
Like just figure out how to take, I don't care like if you're a UPS driver or work for Amazon, if you live by that principle.
I mean, but that's assuming that the market is, having a certain yield over time, of course.
Right.
Over time, you're getting 10%. Like if you look at the last 100 years, over time, you get 10%.
Right.
So and if you start
Warren Buffett did not become a millionaire until he was 40 years.
Yeah, 45.
40.
Yeah, I think it was 40.
40, yeah.
Yeah, and a majority of the Warren Buffett guys didn't become millionaires until their 40s also. So just that principle of like, you asked where I put my money. I'm like, I'm a real estate dude, but I love the stock market.
Got it.
Like I love it, you know?
And you let your buddy control where he's deploying within that market.
He manages that money. Yeah. And then any type of little extra proceeds is small business. Will
you lever up your equity portfolio for outside deals as well, or you just keep it in cash?
No. For my own like personal flips.
Yeah. So will you borrow against that portfolio ever, get margin calls or at margin on that, or no?
Not so much. I'm probably a little bit more conservative than most there.
Yeah.
But
you're like an index fund guy, throwing the index.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know a lot of details about it, but I just let them handle it.
I'm an index fund guy. Just throwing the S&P 500. That's
sense.
Warren Buffett literally in his will, when he dies, all of his net worth goes in the S&P 500.
Interesting.
No active trading. He did a competition, $1 million prize a few years ago. He said, if any of you hedge fund manager active traders can beat the S&P 500 over a 10-year period, I'll give you $1 million. No one can beat it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would assume that
makes sense.
Yeah. I believe a majority is just that because I don't need anything aggressive. I started when I was 20 something. I'm 45 now.
So you're looking pretty good.
It's just that
compound.
86 million is what I compounded on your income, so that's good.
No. I mean, compound is like the biggest, coolest thing.
Yeah.
Compound, like the effect of compounding.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
We see the same thing in technology. So with information systems, the information doubles every 18 months. So we get insane compounding.
Right.
So most people don't know this, but the first 3 years of Investorlift, like it wasn't even public. It was really, really slow. It was just me and my buddies. And then we started bringing users on. It starts growing. And the information, the amount of data we have now is doubling every 18 months.
It's crazy.
And like at this point now, it's like a train going down a mountain and the brakes are broken. Even if you wanted to stop it, you couldn't.
Yeah.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, Warren Buffett's. Did you read his financial review? It came out a few months ago.
I haven't read. I've read a few of them.
I'm gonna.
I haven't read the last one.
That's like. I mean, we could have had just a podcast on that. It's just the most awesome thing for sure. So, just like if you're a real estate guy, still invest in the stock market. If you're a stock market guy, you better be investing in real estate. That type of stuff, right? So.
Yeah. The great thing about real estate, it's interesting. There's a clip I was watching for Warren Buffett actually the other day. He said if you had to start over with zero and he was a little bit more handy, he would buy a fixer-upper at discount and turn it into rental because that's where you can get the best yield and you're going long on the property and you're shorting the dollar.
Right.
Right.
That's exactly it.
What's better than that?
Yeah.
One thing too, I see a lot of people make a mistake in, like if you're new, if you're in your 20s also and you're thinking about life, is one thing you have like with the job is like consistency and retirement and whatever. But with starting a business, you can create that same consistency and retirement. But what you've built up is a business worth millions and millions of dollars by the time you're ready to retire when you're 60. So that's the great thing about like owning and starting and having your own business is that's the greatest thing ever. So, I mean, that's another thing that I just kind of like to preach is start a business and still
1000%.
put your money away, but you're going to have a business worth millions of dollars when you're done.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff.
Absolutely love it.
So you're on your deathbed, and you got 30 breaths left, and you're surrounded by family, and they're all dad or grandpa, great grandpa probably for you, great grandpa because you got a young family, and you've got 30 seconds or a minute left, and still parting words to the people around you. What do you tell them?
So we regret in life what we have not done, not what we have done. That's what I hear. Have you heard that too?
Yeah, regret minimization framework.
So I will regret spending 5 years in college and not a few of those in the military. Still regret it to this day. So I would have loved to spend a few years in the military.
Really?
Just have that flag on my coffin and the shooting. I mean, the
Patriot.
Yeah.
You're a real American patriot.
Yeah. So that's my biggest regret.
Really?
That I have is not spending a few years.
Why is that?
I just I love my grandpa was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And his stories and who he was and just a part of him, and I can never ever get that ever again. I just didn't do it. So it's one thing I can't make it up.
No, but you're also serving, like just the way you interact with that special needs kid, and I see what you do for legacy and to society in general.
Yeah.
Don't discount that.
I appreciate that.
You're a great man. A lot of people look up to you. Everyone loves and respects you, and we're grateful to have you out here today and expose a great gentleman in a phenomenal business.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. It's a pleasure to be in a room amongst giants. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're one of the biggest.
Trying every day.
Spencer, if people want to connect with you, what's the best way to do it?
My cell phone, 480-283-4425. Text me.
I love it. Only text.
Are you sure you want that on this podcast?
Do it.
Really?
Yeah.
His cell phone's out there. It's on every text. It's out there.
I know. It's out there.
So people, if they're in Arizona and they have a deal that they want to sell, $1,500 flat fee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Text me.
And
it's up to you if you want to put it on there. This is your podcast.
I'll put it on there for sure. I'll put it on there. You're gonna get blown up.
Hey, Robert, we're at 150 right now.
150 texts.
Yeah.
Since we started filming.
So I've got great staff that can help out. So
okay.
And I love doing the deals.
And on Instagram, you're at Spencer Caldwell.
I believe so. Yeah.
At Spencer Caldwell on Instagram.
Yeah. Connect me on Instagram too. Email me as just Spencer Caldwell at gentryaz.com. GENTRYAZ.com. So I'd love to connect with you and more fully just. I've actually got a cool product coming out.
Really?
My community coming out is called the 5-Minute Millionaire.
Love it.
And not that you can make $1 million in 5 minutes, but your habits within a 5-minute span and what you do and how you live your life. So so 5-Minute Millionaire is coming out in the next few months, and it's going to be everything I've done A to Z and teaching you guys. And that course will be released here in the next few months. So look forward to the 5-Minute Millionaire course.
Incredible. So we will, as soon as it's out, let me know. I'll put that in the comments as well.
Oh, man.
And is that going to be real estate specific or habits?
It's all of the above, but probably 80% real estate.
Incredible.
But it goes through like everything that I've done and have in my brain and in the last 20 years of real estate and business.
I will be one of your first customers.
Oh man, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I want to hear about that.
I want to go and download your entire brain.
That's what it is. It's a brain download that we've been filming for a long time. So
I love it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Great to get to know you on a much deeper level, other than cross-referencing every single deal. It's so funny. I can go on my phone. I said it before. Put in any address, I put it in there, and the next thing you see is Spencer Caldwell, Gentry Real Estate list. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, it comes across the whole. Look at my phone.
The real cartel
literally,
boss
look at this
of
today.
Arizona.
Look how many times you email.
Spencer
Talk
Caldwell.
about branding and marketability. This is 5 p.m., 3:41, 11:10, 8:15 yesterday. Look at you in my phone.
Oh man.
I'm talking thousands upon thousands. Look at this.
I'm sorry.
I can't
that.
make it. No, but I love it. It's a great cross-reference.
Hey,
it's beautiful.
I'm also doing a course. It's only $500, and I can only fit 20 people in my room at my office. So it's a course on basically, it's going to be a Saturday, like 7-8 hours with just me and Connor.
Yeah.
And it's $500, April 27th. And we're going to just sit down at my computer and on my phone and go through deals and teach someone how to buy a property right there. Like,
that is incredible.
Yeah, like just the underwriting, like, okay, I got this deal. Here's the address. Here's how much they're asking. Here's the comparables. If it's close to the office, we're probably going to run over there in our cars and like just run through a rehab list. And this teach you like, hey, here's how much rehab you got to put in it. And here's your costs, your hard money costs, just A to Z, just super simple. And so
Spencer, it's unbelievable. From blowing up my phone on an email to having you in person today, really going deep and vulnerability, talking about your patriotism, the family man, the value that you provide to the community. It's been an absolute honor to really delve deep into your life and who you are, what's transpiring, and the impact you're having on so many people's lives. It's a true honor to really share this couch with you and Robert today, and all the amazing insights of these people, thinking small, not big. I mean, these little gems and takeaways from today's podcast are not to be missed. People are going to be cycling and running and doing their daily lives, extrapolating so much value in what you provided today. It's a true honor
thank you.
To work with you,
Appreciate
to know
it,
you, and call you a good friend.
Hey, thank you, Zach. Thank you.
Absolute legend.
Appreciate it.
Spencer, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Guys, if you found value in this, drop us a comment. Give us a like. It means so much to our channel. And it's free. It's absolutely free. And if you want to see more great content like this, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you next week.